the one that has the upper hand in that negotiation. But when everybody is a free man, of course, then the negotiation will be 50-50. And that is the way it is. That is the way it is going to be. And of course, anything less than that, we will not accept. We must continue. I don't know if I have a caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you, Chineke.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ndewo. I'm saying good morning because I'm used to morning. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, my name is Mazi Obona. I'm calling from the land of Igodomigodo.
My goodness me. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my take on our program on the program yesterday is that we can't allow, yes, the Ekumeku. We can't allow Izombe to continue in our land.
Not at all.
What happened in Izombe should be the last time they will massacre us. I don't know for any other person, but my prayer to Chukwu Abiyama since yesterday is that I've dedicated myself, sacrificed myself for the realization of Biafra. If it will cost me my life, I don't care. But I only pray to Chukwu Abiyama that he should bless my family if I should sacrifice my life for Biafra to be restored. But for me, Nzombe can never continue in our land anymore.
Never.
We have to resist it. We have the blood of our ancestors running in our veins. We should not listen to all the fears from all these foolish elders that we have. They are not even elders, foolish old men in our land that always bring the fear of, have you seen war? Do you know how war is?
Rubbish.
We should not listen to them because we have the blood of our ancestors in our vein. And we must activate that. We can do it.
We can, of course.
We can do that.
We can, of course.
We have the intellect. God has given us, is inside us. We just need to activate it. Izombe cannot continue in our land.
Thank you very much, Chineke.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra. Igodomigodo, the key that holds everything. I've told you about Ekumeku yesterday. And what I want you to do is to go home. If you know where you come from, go home. Do research, do investigation. Ask yourself, what was the secret of the Ekumekus? What exactly was the power that propelled them to stand against the might of the British? You need to do that. You need to find out and you need to activate Ekumeku style. Izombe will never happen again. I love that. I love that. Izombe cannot happen again in Biafra land. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. All right, let me go straight to the calls because today is not for preaching. Today is not for lectures. Today is for an open line. Tell me what is on your mind, Motherland. All right, let's go to Skype. Caller on Skype, can you hear me? Caller on Skype. All right, Mazi. Oh my goodness me. We have a problem. How do we do this? I'm trying to find. Hold on for me. There is a big problem. Unbelievable. All right, Mazi Okike, I'm going to turn you off and I will call you back again later because where you are calling me from, there is a very big echo. I will call you myself, please. I will call you back. All right, I do apologize for that. My goodness me. Let me see what I can do to reconnect our Skype line elsewhere so that we can get a better call. Let me go straight to the other caller while I'm busy doing that. Next caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Yes, caller on WhatsApp. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I don't have much, but on your back, Tanyalongo Nanya, Yeah,
The man is breaking record. He's making a history. I mean, have anybody done that? Give him a break, please.
That's what I'm trying to say. Austin Ango Adirele. He said that Ngo is not ile.
But
tell them.
let me ask you. I'm disappointed because he is from Newi. We know how. I don't expect that from I don't expect that from an Newi man. I don't expect that.
No South. No South. No
South to west, to east. Go ahead, please.
The yap in the BBC, even channels, televisions, and thought that Nango, they just tried now. The pain of the Ngota pursued him from his own land.
Unbelievable.
To Lagos. Now I want to ask him, Osachaganya.
Ochaganya.
Osachaganya. One of Gopozo. Omogokwife.
Olitukwa na moto afọ. Olitukwa na moto abụọ. Olitukwa na di moto chacha.
Of Guarozo. Ife mezi na ebe video call, but na emechaga no hint. It's unlike Governor Anambra State. Governor Anambra State is making calls, telling them one without Rockwell, another level. Because let me just tell you one thing. This man, Abia State, Ibazo,
yes.
They pushed him to go and see our leader. He just ran out like Ewi that entered into a hole and saw cobra. You see the kind of speed you get on. He just came out and said, "Nah, war is coming." Negotiate.
I know our leader. If our leader harass you, my brother, the
system now partial contact. The contact here is now leaking. Now he wants to call his son. He's calling his son and he's calling him the state whatever. But let me just tell you, Abachakwa izu. Because what they saw or what they saw yesterday is just a hint. Because what is about to come to them from nowhere where they didn't expect it. Even if they let all of them go to Abuja to do the election or whatever. My brother, guys, go. We want to rule ourselves. We don't need government. Government cannot afford to pay salary. It cannot build houses. It can't even build common road. It can't give you hospital. Everything you generate by yourself. You power your generator. You give yourself light. You sponsor your children. After education, when they graduate, you bring them back and still establish them. After establishing, the government will now come in to start taking tax from them. Everything we do it. So we don't need government. There is nothing, we don't benefit anything from government. We build our houses of ourselves, we establish our businesses, we dredge boreholes, we even, some of them are kind of rehabilitating roads in various communities. Then what are you benefiting from these people? They continue to ban this, ban Okada, ban rice, ban cement, ban this one, ban just to frustrate us. One, Ngo, if I get an anya to Lagos. Jolumia Mochagokwanya of Gokuzo. I can do again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And of course, we are hearing direct from Ifanyi's brother. Ifanyi will on the Newinala. You know, he should know better. He should know better for him to run all the way to Lagos. What an eyesore. What a stupid thing to do. But of course, as Nonyel Rwana. And Emegini and Achubay also. All right, I'm trying to see if I can get our Skype sorted out. It's a bit of a mess up here. What do I do? I will try, because our people on Skype also want to do this, and we have to give them that opportunity to do. But of course, we are continuing. Our lines are open. It is Motherland. It is an open line. Tell me what is on your mind, Motherland. Tell me how you're doing. Come on, let's talk. Let's interact this evening. It is Ekumeku style. I've told you about Ekumeku yesterday, and that message was specifically for Biafran youth. And if you're a Biafran youth, you heard my message yesterday. My goodness me. That message was again. That message was, of course, to save your life, to save your soul. Ikechukwu Onuoha, I will come to you. Like I said, I cannot take your call on that place. It is not going to work because of the interference. I'm trying to see how best to do it so that I can be able to take your call. But of course, we must continue. Our lines are officially open and we are taking your calls. Maybe I need to take a quick break so that I can sort out this issue that has befallen me in terms of connectivity. We'll sort it out. Trust me when I tell you, I don't know of any problem that we are unable to sort out. All right, let me see what I can do. My goodness me. Maybe I should just take a quick break. And then, of course, when I return from the break, then we will continue. Don't go away. I will be back before you know it. This is Motherland.
Are insincere people, you must believe me.
That's right.
There is something dishonest, a people that is incapable of human development and civilization. Once you are a zoo, monkey, or baboon, you must live your life in infamy because you are a Nigerian. Yoruba man has spoken. Nigerians are not sincere. As I didn't tell you before. He's a Nigerian, no? He's telling you that their people are not sincere. Did I not tell you before that they are not sincere? You want to know what is insincerity? I will give it to you the way it is. Because the zoo is patently evil.
Yes.
Nigeria is evil. Do you know how much they stole? 400 billion pounds is in Europe, is in Asia, according to UK group. Ocean Zoo, the amount of money they steal will start off a tsunami. 400 billion. Very close to $1 trillion, an amount of money that can build second Niger bridge, pay for free education for every child, make sure that all roads are built, you have running water, you have electricity, your university is funded. 400 billion pounds stolen by the monkeys, and blame it on these people. You have 400 billion pounds stashed in 3 continents.
I am not a Nigerian. I renounced everything to do with Nigeria on or around the December of 2015. I am a Biafran and I hold British citizenship. Only upon a clear pronouncement of the intentions of that very court, which I suggest to them, should be free of any interference from the executive, will this very case move forward. The circumstances surrounding the invasion of my house, the invasion of the home of His Royal Majesty Eze Israel Okukan. You must know that my father's name is Israel, and it means a lot. Going forward, there must be guarantees by the international community so that this case can proceed, and I will prove once and for all that there is something fundamentally wrong with the brain of those that run Nigeria, because I will demolish them in a court of law. For now, let me restate my position that I committed no offenses known to law. What they are charging me with doesn't exist, and they know it. I have no weapon. My only weapon is a microphone. And my courage that Chukwu Kabiama gave me. But it's up to those who persecute me to see reason to call their troops home. Let me state also categorically that IPOB worldwide is committed to the liberation of the land of Biafra from the shackles of tyranny. And we will not relent until a referendum is conducted. If you want us to do anything with you, if you want us to conduct any form of participation in whatever it is that you're doing, there must be a referendum to decide the quest for self-determination for Biafrans. That is our red line. It is not negotiable. We intend to achieve our goal through any means recognized by national and international laws. My fellow Biafrans, my compatriots, please indulge me to sincerely thank the State of Israel, the persecuted Jewish community in Biafra land, and Israel, and worldwide, who through their prayers and actions contributed in no small measure in assuring my physical safety and well-being. May Chukwu Okike Abiama bless the land of Biafra. May Chukwu Okike Abiama bless the land of Israel. Our destiny is before us, and nothing is going to alter that very path. Southeast and South-South are one. There is nothing like Niger Delta. There is nothing like South-South. There is nothing like Southeast. All we have is Biafra. Our mothers in Akwa Ibom protested. Our mothers in Iguacha protested and are still protesting. Okonko is an Annan culture. Abariba people are descended from Akwa Ibom, Ibibio land. Ekpe is of Efik culture. But you find all these things in Igbo land. The divide and rule tactics of the colonial era and the internal hegemonic tendencies of Kowari One North have perpetuated these historical distortions. Onwegi ihe ọbụla ndị iro pụrụ ime. Ekwensu na gbangba n'efu. IPOB stands on the truth. We do not move from our position. And our position is very simple. Without referendum, nothing will happen. They are registering little children in the north as usual. They are doing all they can to hold the people down in bondage. IPOB will not participate in.
I am trying to see if our Skype line is working because I've managed to do something. Let me see. Mazi, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Nwachineke.
There we go. All right. Please go ahead, Nwachineke.
Okuroha, I greet you, my lovely brother. I salute you with all the love in my heart.
I throw away the salute back, Nwachineke. I throw away back.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Nwachineke. Okay, now let's go straight to what is in my mind.
By all means.
Yes. Mazi, first of all, yesterday message was a bomb.
Ekumeku style.
Ekumeku style. And you know what, there are people that you wake up yesterday and I hope they are listening to Radio Biafra. And please, all will not be possible. With the critical time that we are, all our radio is supposed to be working.
Absolutely.
This our brother from you called them yesterday and you mentioned them so much that they're supposed to wake up. Anioma did a very good job. Anioma did a very good job. Where are they? Where are this Ekumeku? Where are these youth? Where are these youth? My brother, you know where we are now? Most of us have graduated from this Radio Biafra. Our leader, the greatest teacher on earth, May Kekero will continue to bless you. You have awakened the consciousness of humanity. You have made us to realize who we are and we are going to stand our ground. We are calling on all Ekumeku, the sons and daughters of Ekumeku. This is the time that we must restore that land that the Elohim has given to our ancestors. We are not going to relent. Okay, Fallen is doing a very good job. I acknowledge him. Mazi Aloze is doing all of you are doing a very good job, because the lectures you're pushing out now and all the callers, the message is sinking, and our people have risen, and they're not going. There's no going back. There's no going back. You know, yesterday when I was watching the video of this big fool. Na so onye no nso ole ihe merere ụmụazị anyị onye no so go were mama aga this man na afọ ka mara ihe obu na afa obu gaba Lagos. You know, these people have actually removed shame from their face to extent of their shameless. Ima o mgbe oge elu now these people will not no longer come out. Ihe mere yesterday, what happened yesterday in Lagos? In fact, next time it's going to happen, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be horrible. How can you wake up, Buru protest, Buru Guinea Koanaza, Gawa Lagos?
Unbelievable.
Are they going to vote? Are they going to also vote in Lagos? Even though we know that the result have been prepared, that Hanemeza Amanse. What is he doing? That guy is breaking a record. Like you said earlier, we must give him a credit for taking vans and everything to go to Lagos. He is protesting. Mazi, what is in my mind again tonight is hope Uzodema, when you finish, wait for us.
That man.
Devil oh my, when you finish, wait for us.
See those two killing machines. Unbelievable.
Okay, time I hear okay, Karaka. Biafrans, the time we are talking about is here. You see these people, this man, am I here the problem of okay, see Bazo. You put on my leader, we saw Thunder Babukwagi there. Igagabwe, the father of this man and his mother, gave Papia. You know, some of these people, before you kill them, you ask them to repeat what they say. These people are these mad people. In fact, mad people all over the places. Like that our caller said. And go and concur with it. And I concur with it also. You went to see the lion of the tribe of Biafra. No way. Mazi, I just want to appreciate you. And also, I want to request, if our brother that you normally anchor the program with, if it's okay, yes, Mazi Obuz Baba, we miss him also on the air.
Yes, of course. He is currently busy. He is currently busy with something, and then of course we have to keep this running. You know, we must continue.
It's okay, my brother.
Thank you very much.
It's okay, thank you, my love. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much, Jisike. All right, thank you, my brother, for that. We welcome that. We must continue. Let's see. Next caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me?
Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha.
Good evening. Good evening from here, Mazi.
Good evening. ND from Johannesburg. Yeah, my brother Ish. That you know, I listened to that your message about the Ekumeku, but halfway. So on my way coming back home, I was listening to it, but I didn't finish. You know, but
I will forward it to you. I will forward it to you, Mazi.
Okay, thank you very much. That message is very powerful, because sometimes we need this awakening, you know. We need this awakening, you know. And I watched this video about this man, Ifeanyi Oba. You know, this struggle is making sense now. You know, if you put everything our leader has been saying and the way the DOS are reacting to issue, then you understand. That is, if you have the mind to discern, then you understand that this whole thing is not making sense. You know, because sometimes in Bible they say there is time for everything. You know, every time I brought time, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's always good. Sometimes it's always good to allow your enemy to shoot themselves. You know what? So with this thing that happened, I begin to think. I think deeply. Then I begin to understand. You know, the strategy of our leader, number one. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. The strategy of the leadership. You know, because you know people always want to see, hey, there's shooting. The army are shooting in Zombe. Deploy ESN, but they don't understand that there's time for everything. You know, because if you are fighting an enemy, sometimes you have to let the enemy destroy themselves. You know, and in this situation that is happening in our land, it's unfortunate. You know, I don't know how to put this, but it's the truth. It's unfortunate. People will die. You know, but the blood of those that die is the weapon to destroy the enemy.
But you see, Mazi,
the blood of those that die.
Mazi, you see, that's what I was saying. Yes, of course, people will die. But I'm saying when you want to die, die like a hero. Die like a warrior.
It's true.
All I'm sick and tired of is our people dying in the pool of their blood, dying like a chicken. No. Of course. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
I don't want it to be like Fulani can just come over our land and walk over and kill our youths, you know, easily. Come on.
Of course.
You've got to stop.
Because there's things that the leadership cannot do, like come on air and say they are deploying ESN to go and battle the army. That is absolute no go area.
The youth must take their destiny in their hand. The youth must take their destiny.
If they do that, you are giving the enemy the chance to destroy you, because now they will say, "Hey, you see, we will say that this ESN is a militant wing of IPOB. That's why they are fighting the army." Then the world will be looking at us and say, this is like it's true. They are a terrorist organization, because once they proscribe us, then they will target our finance. So a time will come where we will confront them openly. If they don't let us go, a time will come for that. But people must understand there's time for everything. There's one thing this lawyer in USA said. The interview they made. He said something, Maz. He said that there's an event that triggers the world. Like he gave an example of the Tiananmen Square of the China. The man that lied on the road and say the tank was climbed over him. He gave an example of the Vietnam War. You know the things, and he gave an example about the Arab Spring.
Mazi,
the Arab Spring?
Mazi, it's not. I'm not trying to interrupt you here, but listen. You know, obviously you're going to listen to my message yesterday. I said something. You know, in Boston, in 1704, if I'm not mistaken. What triggered American independence was the youth were throwing stone at the British Army.
Of course.
And the British Army began to shoot them. That is how America got their independence. There has to be an event.
Know, it's true, of course.
There has to be an event.
Of course.
We cannot be sitting at home and the military are coming to kill us and go free, and then you expect something to happen. It's not going to be. If we must die, we must die. We must die fighting.
Something will trigger the world leaders. Something will trigger them. Something will trigger their attention, like Arab Spring happened. You know, it triggered them, and you see the whole thing spread. A time will come where there will be a confrontation. You know, because now what is happening? Let me tell you what I think that is happening between us and the zoo. You know, now is a battle of who will get the sympathy of the world leaders. That's what I think that is happening now. It's a game. There is a game of cat and mouse that's happening now. So our people must be patient. You know, they will kill people, but at the end of the day, we will kill them. That's what our leader said. And Biafra will come, because the reason why he said that, because at the end of the day, we will confront them. That is, if they don't give us Biafra in peace, we will confront them, and Biafra will come. You know, thank you very much, Mazi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Of course, we welcome that, and we must continue. It is Radio Biafra, and of course, this is Hello Motherland. Motherland, tell me how you're doing. We are talking this evening. It is an open line on your quote. You come, you tell me what's on your mind. We spoke about Ekumeku yesterday, and that was to awaken the spirit of our ancestors, and that was also to awaken our youth, because many of us have gone to sleep, but it cannot be that we are sleeping and the enemy.
All right, good evening, great Biafrans, wonderful people.
Will. We say no more Izombe. I love what my brother from Igodo say. No more Izombe. And if we are saying no more Izombe, how is that going to be? It is going to be when you realize who you are. It is going to be when we do the needful as a people. That is when we can probably say no more Izombe. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Hello.
Caller on WhatsApp. Good evening from here, Mazi. Your names, please, and where you calling from? Unbelievable. I have lost that caller. It seems as if the network this evening is not doing us good either, but we must continue and see which one comes through. Yes, caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Mazi Ikechukwu, I can hear you very well.
There, well, that voice sounds very familiar.
Neboge from Mozambique, but I'm calling from my location now.
Yes, watching it.
Mazi,
please go ahead.
Neboge from Mozambique,
yes,
IPOB Mozambique.
It's been a long time. I have not heard from you, Mazi.
I used to call you, but I used to say I'm calling from my location because I'm not in Mozambique anymore.
Okay, that's why I'm unable to know.
Before I say anything, I will say may Chukwu Onuoha bless all IPOB family members worldwide. Bless our beloved leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Bless our DOS, the head of DOS, Mazi Ikechukwu. No evil plan that will fashion against us shall prosper in the mighty name of Chukwu Onuoha. Mazi, achọrọ m ikwu ihe a n'Igbo ka m wee kwuo ya ọfụma. Ihe ọbụla asọ ndị Zoom anyị, nwanne anyị ekwechigo bụ na anyị ekwechigo. Without Biafra, we are not going anywhere. So the only solution na ndị anyị like Biafra ka anyị na ọrụ ụwa anyị.
Mazi Genti, you know me, I like to interrupt people. Genti, Mazi, eziokwu na ikwechirigo, mana kedu ka isi kwechiri? Ikwechiri na-eche ka Biafra bịa. Before Biafra bịa, nwere ike igbucha anyị ncha niile. Ya ka anyị ji asị gịnị? Ekumeku style. I don't know if you listened to our message yesterday.
Yeah, I listened.
Exactly. Let us awaken the spirit of Ekumeku and then, of course, do the needful. Go ahead, please.
So after everything, we must continue. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. One year game at the zoo. Obiama de Hamma. How can man halap our leader? Ya Biafra, I know why. I had the number and the zoo. Thank
you very much. Thank you very much, my brother, for that. We welcome that. We must continue. I can understand talk, but you know what they say about talk? Talk is very cheap. Do you understand? Talk is very cheap. I think we have done so much talking. We have done a lot of talking. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have sanitized us in so many ways. He even tried to see if he can motivate us in many areas. But of course, at the end of the day, the buck stopped with us. We are the ones to take our destiny into our hands. We are the ones to decide how it's going to be, how this is going to play out. So, Ekumeku style, that's all it is. You need to go back in days. You need to go back in years. You need to go back in time and find out, how did our ancestors do it? What makes them tick? That's all you need to do. Go and find out. Very, very important. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? This is Motherland. Caller on WhatsApp. All right. Network problem, like I said, but we must continue. We must continue. We are not going to stop. We must continue to preach this gospel according to the restoration of Biafra. Our main target is to continue to awaken Biafran youth. Biafran youth is what this is all about, because they are the ones dying. They are the ones that they are killing every day. They are the ones we see on social media in the pool of their blood. But we say no more Izombe. It's not going to happen again. And it can only be possible if Biafran youth will join me and say, no, it is not going to happen. I mean, what we preached about yesterday is very simple. We asked our people to do whatever necessary, to do whatever it takes to stay alive. That's all you need to do, because if you die, you are gone. At least if you know you are going to die anyway, you need to do something. You need to protect yourself, because self-determination is alienable. It is your own God-given right. And trust me when I tell you, you must take it. You must own it. And of course, you must put it into use. If you don't understand what self-defense is all about, you know me, I like to lecture. You know me, I like to teach. I will come up here one day and teach about self-determination. Self-defense, I beg your pardon. For those who don't understand what self-defense is all about. Because self-defense is alienable, that is why nobody is going to come and tell you to defend yourself. It is assumed that you already know, because it is something that comes naturally. Because if I take a hammer and I want to break your head, what will you do? You will duck so that I don't break your head. And when you duck, you will probably do what? Hit me back. That is self-defense. It is natural. You will not wait for anybody to come and say to you, okay, if he takes a hammer and he wants to break your head, just relax, let him break the head, and then you will fight back. Do you understand? Nobody have ever told you how to protect yourself and your family. You have been doing it time immemorial because it comes naturally. That is what you call self-defense. So if a zoo army or a zoo soldier is coming to you to kill your family, what you gonna do? You're gonna do something. Don't tell me, no, he is coming with a gun, he's a soldier. For that reason, you cannot do anything. Then you will bend over and let him kill you, shoot you in the head, and then you die in the pool of your blood. That is rubbish, you know that. You have to do whatever it takes. Even if you don't know what to do, then run for your life at least. But you have to do something. You have to do something. That is what I'm saying. We have to do something collectively or individually. When you do it individually, and that is self-defense. When you do it collectively, then it becomes private defense. Because private defense now is that you're defending yourself and you're defending your community, you're defending your neighbor, or you're defending your friends. That is private defense. Do you understand? It is a God-given, knowledge that you need to put into use. But first of all, you need to ensure that you have awakened. And when you awaken, that is when you begin to ask questions. How did it happen? How did they do it? We spoke about Ekumeku. We haven't even spoken about Arochukwu. We haven't even spoken about Arochukwu, which I'm going to talk about soon. Because not only in Ekumeku, or rather not only Ekumeku war that we had in Biafra land, there were Aro war. There was Aro war. Arochukwu fought against Britain. They held on against British before Arochukwu fell. Do you understand that? Do you think that the Britain came to Arochukwu and then the Aro people bent over for the British, and then the British took over Aro just like that? No. The British fought. They were given a run for their money. Everywhere they went in Biafra land. It was not an easy battle for Britain. That is why Britain hates Biafra till today. Till today, because they know the history. They know how many people they lost. They know all their generals, all their commanders they lost in our land. Because our fathers and our ancestors put up a fight before going down. And that is all I'm asking Biafran youth to do even this time around, to protect Biafra land, but most importantly, to protect their own life. Very, very important, because if you don't protect your own life, my brother, my goodness, your name is sorry. They are going to kill you very easily. They are going to waste you, and you will be among the statistics. My name is Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha. This is Motherland. Our lines are still open.
tell you that Nigerians are insincere people, you must believe me.
That's right.
There is something dishonest, a people that is incapable of human development and civilization. Once you are a zoo, monkey, or baboon, you must live your life in infamy because you are a Nigerian. Yoruba man has spoken. Nigerians are not sincere. As I didn't tell you before. He's a Nigerian, no? He's telling you that their people are not sincere. Did I not tell you before that they are not sincere? You want to know what is insincerity? I will give it to you the way it is. Because the zoo is patently evil.
Yes.
Nigeria is evil. Do you know how much they stole? 400 billion pounds is in Europe, is in Asia, according to UK group. Ocean Zoo, the amount of money they steal will start off a tsunami. 400 billion, very close to $1 trillion, an amount of money that can build second Niger bridge, pay for free education for every child, make sure that all roads are built, you have running water, you have electricity, your university is funded. 400 billion pounds stolen by the monkeys, and blame it on these people. You have 400 billion pounds stashed in 3 continents.
I am not a Nigerian. I renounced everything to do with Nigeria on or around the December of 2015. I am a Biafran and I hold British citizenship. Only upon a clear pronouncement of the intentions of that very court, which I suggest to them, should be free of any interference from the executive, will this very case move forward. The circumstances surrounding the invasion of my house, the invasion of the home of His Royal Majesty Eze Israel Okukan. You must know that my father's name is Israel, and it means a lot. Going forward, there must be guarantees by the international community so that this case can proceed, and I will prove once and for all that there is something fundamentally wrong with the brain of those that run Nigeria, because I will demolish them in a court of law. For now, let me restate my position that I committed no offenses known to law. What they are charging me with doesn't exist, and they know it. I have no weapon. My only weapon is a microphone and my courage that Chukwu Kabiama gave me. But it's up to those who persecute me to see reason to call their troops home. Let me state also categorically that IPOB
solitary confinement, it did not stop me from preaching Biafra. How about an imbecile? Some we are talking. How can that affect me? If those that kidnapped me and nearly killed me did not stop me from doing Biafra, how about an imbecile hiding somewhere? People must know who I am. I am destructively stubborn. You see, Biafra is going to come.
All right, this is a guarantee. Biafra must surely come. All right, I think we need to leave it here because, of course, the lines and the network are having issues. The calls, they come in, but they cut off, and I don't know why that is the case. And, of course, this happens now and then, but we must continue. It is Radio Biafra Motherland. Of course, we actually have opened our line today to let our people call in. Unfortunately, most of the calls that came in was unable to make it through. Some cannot hold. But of course, we will come back again. And of course, there is an important issue, or rather an important topic again we are going to treat. But I will tell you when the time comes. Now, with regards to what we did yesterday and what we preached yesterday, I will encourage our people, especially Biafran youth. Biafran youth, they are after your blood. They want your blood. Would you let them? That is the question. You have to do whatever. I mean, whatever it takes to stay alive. I'm talking to Biafran youth, of course, today. You have to do whatever it takes to stay alive, and that is why that message of yesterday is so crucial to our people. Remember, I told you between October, November, and December, it is going to be very critical as far as the struggle is concerned. Don't ask me what it is, but all I'm saying is remain focused, be very vigilant, be very careful how you go and how you come back. If you must do anything, you need to do whatever necessary, especially in your hometown. For those of us who are in their hometown, you need, we have youth in that town. You need to come together and think on how to protect your life, how to protect your place. It is very, very important, because we don't want another Izombe happening anywhere else in Biafra land, because they are out. They want to kill us all, but unfortunately for them, it is not going to happen, because at the end of the day, Biafra will come. As we are counting down, for the court appearance of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I believe that Biafrans are getting ready. It is going to be great that day. We expect nothing but the unconditional release of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is exactly what we are expecting to happen that day. All right, I want to thank you all, of course, for listening this evening. This is where we will bring this program to an end. And I want to say, may Elohim continue to bless Biafrans wherever they are. May he give you wisdom and understanding to stay alive, to do whatever needful, whatever possible to stay alive. It is very, very important. And of course, I say, may God bless our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless Biafrans wherever they are. But most importantly, may God bless the land of the rising sun. And together we all shall see Biafra. Goodbye and God bless.
Worldwide is committed to the liberation of the land of Biafra from the shackles of tyranny. And we will not relent until a referendum is conducted. If you want us to do anything with you, if you want us to conduct any form of participation in whatever it is that you're doing, there must be a referendum to decide the quest for self-determination for Biafrans. That is our red line. It is not negotiable. We intend to achieve our goal through any means recognized by national and international laws. My fellow Biafrans,
good evening, one. Biafra, only when going where to do one, or when more going here in Nigeria. Oh, married into Korea. Oh, what you hope I married into Korea. Nanaga, then is in Jeremy. Did you know can Nigeria go? Back you will go so one obligated Chinekan. Ekukule n'ihi anya onwe anyị, ọ bụ ekukule n'ihi m, ma ọ bụ ihe IPOB ma ọ bụ ndị ọzọ bụ ndị ezi omume, kwure n'ihi okwu nsọ nke gị, n'ihi na ilekwasị anya ebe mmadụ dị ndụ nọ na mmadụ dị ndụ na-eme mmehie wee na-ada, ma lekwasị anya ezi ebube dị ngosi n'okwu nsọ nke gị onwe gị kwuru si n'ọnụ wee pụta na Biafra ga-abịarịrị, na ọchịchịrị ga-enyefe ihe wee bata n'ihe ahụ bụ Biafra. Ka ọ ga-abụ n'ikpete maazụ ka anyị si wee na-ekwu okwu Israel n'ụbọchị nke taa, n'ihi na mba Israel bụ ihe eji ama atụ ebe niile, n'ihi na Israel bụ ala egoziri agozi. Etu a ka ụwa niile ga-esi wee were Biafra wee maa atụ si na ndị dị etu a bụ ndị agoziri agozi. Ọ bụ ihe a ka anyị na-arịọgo onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị ngozi site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise onye nwe m na Chineke, my Lord and my God in heaven, we have come to preach this gospel. If you do not have a pen and paper handy, you are not going to learn very much, I assure you. If you want to understand this very gospel this evening that I'm about to preach, believe you me, you need a pen and a paper. This is the finest place you can gain knowledge and understanding. This is the best university in the world you can ever go to. If you are a black person and you wish to emancipate yourself, both consciously and subconsciously, You must listen to us. Because the presence of the Almighty is within us. That is why we are unblemished. Whiter than white and whiter than snow. Unblemished. And you'll be seeing it. We are the miracle children of the Most High. The whole world is against us. The British and their allies, even they have managed to convince the Americans as well. Fulani Janjaweed, and a few of them, as I speak in Yoruba land, that are still working for them. But they say that one with God is majority. And that is where we anchor our hope. We have no hope we don't have any trust in the weapons of war made by man. We understand all of that. We anchor our hope only on the mercy and the divine grace of the Almighty in heaven. Abase, Tamono, Olisa, Benigwe, and we are going to prevail. This evening, before I go on to preach, I want to pay a very special tribute to my very good friend and brother, a man that I used to rely upon, or should I say call upon, in time of need. A man that I grew very fond of, a man that I respect, a man of unimpeachable integrity. I know people use that phrase to describe some people in the zoo called Nigeria, but this man was a very great man. Not known to very many people, but I can assure you, he was a gentleman. He was very eloquent, very fluid. He was blessed immensely. But sadly, he passed on to the world beyond a few days ago. I pay tribute to my friend Yinka Udumakin, the spokesperson of Afenifere. He was a very consistent fighter and defender of the poor and the masses. He was the conscience of Yoruba land because he never wavered, not for 1 minute. Very consistent, never wavered. I do not personally subscribe to conspiracy theories, but I find it rather very shocking that a young man who is in very fine health, who succumbed to COVID-19, as they claim, a few days after castigating Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a murderer, a mass murderer, a killer. I hope and pray that their hand is not in it. And wherever Yinka Udumakin is, and I know that he is in heaven, I know he'll be watching on and asking us to continue what we are doing. And we can collectively assure him, or I can assure him on behalf of the noble family of IPOB all over the world, that this very quest to liberate the poor masses will continue unhindered until victory is assured, that we may dedicate it to men like him. Yinka Udumakin was a fine gentleman, a man of virtue, a man of courage, very rare courage, I must say, and valor. May his soul rest in peace. Before I came on air this evening, we received intelligence that 200 zoo soldiers were going to Nsukka in Enugu State and Ebonyi in civilian buses and an army vehicle that had machine gun mounted on top of it. I tweeted it before I came live on air. They are coming to kill. So I hope they are coming. Let me assure Biafrans this evening all over the world that if these idiots from the Sahel were to come down in their military uniform, because what they do is that they dispatch only 200, but they have Fulani Janjaweed hiding in our forests, near police barracks and police formations, or should I say army barracks and police formations. They normally give them army uniforms to come out and attack people, pretending that they're the army. Listen to this. Only 200 they are sending. That means that in Onitsha barracks, in Obinze barracks at 82 Division or Hafia, there is nothing there. They think we don't know, but we know that there is nothing inside of Hafia barracks. We know that very well. Anytime they feel the need to come to support their fellow terrorists, because they are sending them to come to support those who are already on the ground, Fulani bandits and terrorists in our forests. Only 200. And now let me ask you this question. If they had soldiers all around Biafra land, apart from those manning checkpoints, do you think they will send 200 soldiers from the north? Nigeria has no army. They think we don't know, but we know. That is why they are in a hurry to should I say, to induct terrorists into the formal security architecture of the zoo called Nigeria. These are the things that some of you do not know, or you know, or you pretend not to know. I don't know what is wrong with some of you, but I can assure you categorically, you see these 200, we are going to meet them. And you will hear the story. And I can assure you that not many of them will go back alive to the north. You see, we are in freedom fighting. And we know that in freedom fighting, there are no rules. All the gloves are off. That was why we raised the dragon flag. They don't know the meaning of it. If you don't know, go back and check what it means. No rules of engagement. They will kill us, and we are going to kill them. But in the end, we are going to win, because we are not going to stop until Biafra is liberated. We can never stop. We will continue to fight. If there is only one girl and one boy left, let them continue to sire the next generation of Biafrans. We are not. I want Britain to understand this. I want all these neo-colonialists to understand something. You see, you look at us as black people. You say, oh, Biafrans, you're surrounded, you cannot do anything. But I want to now let you all understand that 1967 to 1970 is not in this era that we live in. We are going to die together. That is a very clear assurance. We are going to perish together. That thing you're looking for, you're going to find it. And I want to reiterate once again, I don't want to see any police checkpoint in Biafra land. If you come out, you will die. I don't want to see any police checkpoint anywhere. There are two things I don't want to see nor hear about. No checkpoint by the police or the army, and no Fulani in our land as terrorists. They can live in the township if they want to, but not in our forest. They cannot be there. They have opened the gates of hell. I cannot guarantee you that any elections will hold anymore in our land. I don't know if we are suffering from politicians. I don't know where this disease is coming from. We must cure it. I want our enemies to understand how fanatical we are about this quest to liberate Biafra from the shackles of the iniquitous zoological republic. You need to understand this very clearly. We are not going to stop. We are not going back. I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter what your report says. I don't care the countries putting it together. It is irrelevant to me. What matters is the liberation of Biafra. Therefore, if Katrina Lang has any brain in her skull, if all those idiots encouraging the zoo to continue, if they have any brain in their skull, they will say, let us allow Biafra to go with their trouble, because I can assure you, as night follows day, that Biafra must come or we all die in the process. Do you know why? Because what we are looking for is what belongs to us. I am asking for something that I had before the white man came. White man is not God. He's not God. God is in heaven. I assure you, God Almighty is in heaven, and his will must be done upon our lives. They are not God. Nobody can create a country for me. I decide where I want to belong to. The people must decide if Nigeria is their country or not. Not a white man and a white woman. All these idiots suffering from inferiority complex, shame on all of you. You are foolish. Useless black people, because of your stupidity. That is why Africa is being treated the way it is today, like a trash can, more or less. As Trump said, a shithole. A white man has no business creating country for me, because I, Nnamdi Kanu, as a black man, I cannot go to Europe to create a country for them. Why then should I allow a white man and a drunken white woman to come to my land to create country for me? If you accept it, you are inferior. If you accept it, you are a nigger. If you accept it, you are stupid. In fact, you are a gorilla is better than you. A monkey is better than you. That is why they insult you abroad. That is why they kill you, because they look at you as the embodiment of stupidity. Let them come to defend one Nigeria with 200 soldiers. What they are telling us is that they don't have any soldiers. If they can bring only paltry 200 men, maybe from the Advanced Tactical Air Command in Makurdi, or maybe from Kaduna or from Bauchi, that goes to show that Nigeria has no army. And because you know that they say whom the gods want to destroy, heaven will first of all make them mad because they are foolish. Let me tell you why I know that God will destroy Nigeria beyond recognition. I will tell you why. Because they are full and janjaweed, they're stupid by nature. Very hopeless, they are unthinking. The people thinking for them are the British. The reason why I told my father I must go to England to study is because I want to understand that thing, that juju they did on all of us, that made us so foolish. Now we know the medicine, and we are applying it. You see, the Fulani will come because they are very foolish. They will deploy, they don't have the army to deploy to the south, because they know that once they leave the north, believe you me, their own homegrown bandits will destroy them. They know it. They can see what is happening in Yemen, in Syria, in Afghanistan, where the same Janjaweed mentality obtains, backed up by a very misleading interpretation of the Quran. That is the reason why they're sending only 200. If they had an army to send, they will send a battalion. They will send a full brigade. But they do not have the soldiers to fight. This is one thing that Nigerians don't understand. They do not have it. We outnumber them by over 100,000 to 1. That is something people don't understand. We outnumber these people. They don't have the soldiers to keep everybody quiet at the same time. That is why they employ the media, they employ the fulefus, they employ the saboteurs to drive fear into you. They do not have the army to fight. Nigeria doesn't have the army. That is why they are begging Chad, ordinary Chad, one of the poorest countries in the world. That is why they are begging Niger, one of the poorest countries in the world, to come and help them to fight a so-called giant. That tells you they do not have soldiers to fight. We are the ones holding ourselves. The people now holding us down are those from the Middle Belt. If the Middle Belt people have decided to be Fulani slaves, they must come out and say it. We are conquered people. From now onwards, we are slaves. Oduduwa have indicated their willingness to be free. So have we Biafrans. Middle Belt are the people now saying they are happy to be Fulani slaves. If they are happy to be Fulani slaves, then let them come out and tell us right now, immediately. We outnumber their army. You know, sometimes in war, you need to think. When your enemy makes a move, you calculate it, you analyze it, it tells you a lot that they may not be willing to come out to say in the open. For them to send only 200 bushmeat down to Biafra land means that they don't have any army. We are the only people they're afraid of, with all due respect to everybody else. The only people that the zoo are afraid of are Biafran people, no other person. Others can go out and protest and do rally and do it. They won't talk. They know that the only people capable of forcing through this agenda of dismemberment of the Zoological Republic and we Biafrans. They know it very well. The advisors, they tell them every day how determined we are. We are the ones holding ourselves. So what I mean by that is that the Fulefus, you're talking about our state, talking about Nigeria, talking about football. You people are fools. Fulani is playing with you. I asked you a while ago, Nigeria has a female soccer team. Yes, Nigeria female soccer team. Do you see any Muslim girl there playing for Nigeria? But it's Nigeria soccer team. They want to cover themselves. You know, when we teach you about value system and the reason why or the need why people who are willing or able to come together to form a nation must have a common value system, you don't understand it because they don't teach you these things in universities. You go to school, you come out even more moronic than you went to school in the first place. You have Nigeria female football team. Is there any Muslim girl they are playing for you? But it's Nigeria. And they're the ones benefiting from the zoo more than anybody else. Now, if those people they are sending to come down to our land, those 200 soldiers are there to kill their own fellow Fulani heads, but we know they cannot. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that we know the forest where Fulani headsmen are camped? We know when they are coming to villages to attack. Have you ever asked yourself, a Fulani headsman of over, say, 80 people going into a village to murder people? They are retreating. There are police stations along the way. Have you ever asked, have you zoo people, zoo animals, Nigerians, have you ever asked yourself, why is it difficult for the police or the army to give chase after Fulani bandits and killers, after they must have sacked a village? Why are they not doing it? I don't, sometimes they said God made man in his own image. In other words, giving us the ability to be able to reason and to discern. And I'm asking you this evening, for those who are listening to me, I'm asking you, have you ever actually sat down? It's not difficult. I'm not asking you to do a very difficult analysis of a complex situation or an equation. First, ask yourself, this village has been attacked by Fulani. That village, why don't they deploy helicopter gunships to go and look for them? Why is it? Have you ever heard before that after an attack on a village by Fulani headsmen, that the police gave them chase or the army? Have you ever heard that before? Simple question. I'm putting this question to all the chief justices and judges of all the Biafran states. Those of you holding Biafrans, sending them to Abuja to be killed by a Fulani Janjaweed. I'm asking you a simple question. All these years you've been hearing about Fulani headsmen attack in this village, in that village. I am asking you, every time I am asking you, all the time, every time you hear about all these things, have you ever heard that 82 Division Enugu are now chasing those headsmen that came to Zowan and killed people? Have you ever heard, after the massacre in Bende, that somehow Ohafia mobilized, or Obi is mobilized? Have you ever heard that headsmen are being pursued by the army or the police after an attack on a village? It's a simple question. Any day you can get your brain around this, any day, believe you me, any day you sit down and you think about what I've just said now, you will hate Nigeria more than I hate Nigeria. A land brimming with hypocrites, unrepentant hypocrites, evil people. Army are busy attacking villagers, defending themselves. None of you can reason. None of you can think and ask yourself, but so that what it means is that all these people, Fulani killers, that what they are doing is legitimate. That's what you're saying by your silence. That's what it means. That is why when I read zoo newspapers, when I read their commentators or people talking about Nigeria, I laugh at them. Do you know why I laugh at them? Because they are very, very foolish. I have never heard before that the army attacked any camp run by bandits. I have never heard that. I have never heard that helicopter gunships went looking for Fulani terrorists. Never, ever before. Maybe against Boko Haram.
because Boko Haram is killing them. That's all. Now ask yourself why that is the case. Any day you answer that question, believe you me, you will despise the zoo more than I do. These are the things you need to understand. These are the things that you need to know about your stupid one Nigeria. That is why I keep saying, when I see somebody talk, I'm a Nigerian, one Nigeria, believe you me, you are beneath an animal. You are the greatest fool. I can't even stand you. Because you're foolish. Irredeemably foolish. I'm asking you a simple question. Have you ever heard before that Fulani, have you ever heard before that after the attack at Ozo-Wane, after the attack on the Ebonyi villages, did you hear that the army are now chasing those people that came and killed innocent people? The answer is no. All you do is you lament, you can sit down. When we formed ESN to stop such rubbish, or some of you idiots were complaining, then you never blame the Fulani for coming to kill your people. No, you won't blame them. Look at Dave Umahi. Talking like a fool. Talking like a fool. Dave Umahi, talking like an idiot. He came out, he said, oh, I loved you, Fulani. I'm in love with you. Now you have killed my people. I was protecting you. One phone call, the idiot changed his mind and started singing a different tune altogether. They are your so-called leaders. Are these the leaders you will go to war with? Are they going to defend you when the Fulani come killing you? Village, they are killing us anyway. When they now enter your, are you trusting these idiots to defend you? You call your governors? I'm asking you a simple question. Do you trust them to defend you? The answer is no. There was an attack at Teleme. Fulani came and killed our mothers. Our mothers were protesting at Teleme. In broad daylight, we came and found the vigilante in the township, to mount roadblock in the township. These are your leaders, yes? These are the so-called leaders that you have. Shame on all of you. And shame on your ignorance. Let them bring the 200 men. Come now, we are waiting. You think we are running away? Bring them now, bring the 200. Is it not the same AK-47 you have that we have? The same thing now that you have, isn't it? Come now, let us see. We are waiting for you. Come. And how far at Nsuka? Come now, we are waiting. Ndara. When Danjuma was saying it, some of you were just, some of you read newspapers, you do nothing with it. No wonder, after traveling abroad like Obasanjo, studying engineering, you come back, you can't even build ordinary road to your Otta farm, you cannot build it yourself. You have to go and bring Julius Berger from Germany. Now I understand the reason why. Because we black people, we study, we read, we take nothing away from that thing we have read. That is why sometimes, maybe even the delay in the book that I'm writing, sometimes I think we'll even understand what I'm writing about. We'll even have time to read it. All of you were there, you read newspapers, including everybody, you read the paper. What did the paper report? A former defense minister, the man, T.Y. Danjuma, that killed Ironsi, a Biafran, a Fulani slave, a conk Fulani, a servant of the Fulani Caliphate. He owns over 5 oil wells. A proper Nigerian, because as a Nigerian, you have to own oil well, you have to support evil, you have to hate Biafran people. Once you do all of that, you're a proper, you're now a Nigerian. Who doesn't know T.Y. Danjuma? I repeat, who does not know T.Y. Danjuma? A Fulani slave, and what did he say? If you will not listen to Nnamdi Kanu, don't listen to Radio Biafra, don't listen to IPOB, don't listen to anybody agitating for freedom. Let us listen to a one Nigerian is what he had to say. It's out there in the public domain, but black people will just read it. This is what Danjuma said, and you just go to bed. You don't act on that thing you have learned. What did Danjuma say? I'm saying this in connection with these 200 people coming down from the zoo north. I'm saying it because of the complicity of 82 Division or Hafia Barracks, Obinze Barracks, Onitsha Barracks. What they specialize in is abducting Biafrans. That's all they do. When serious crime is being committed within their vicinity by Fulani people, they do nothing. Instead, the Fulani will go and commit atrocities and run into the barracks. And one day we'll chase them into their barracks. Can I just repeat what I've just said? One day we are going to pursue them into either OB's barracks or Hafia barracks or Onitsha. Anywhere they run to, we'll pursue them there. And that day, I want you to remember the broadcast tonight that I said it. Nigerian army harboring Fulani terrorists in our land. One day you will get it caught from us. I will tell you what Danjuma said. Danjuma said, the armed forces of Nigeria are not neutral. Do you know what is paining me? This was the submission. This was the submission that Danjuma made to British government, to Britain. This was the, I don't know, why is this thing jumping? Why are they putting me back on old program? Well, what is going on? What is going on? Zoo people, are you tampering with my broadcast or what? What is happening? What is happening? People are tampering with Zoo people. They're all over the place. What did Daniel read for you? The armed forces of Nigeria are not neutral. What it means is that the armed forces of Nigeria are working for Fulani interest. Because maybe sometimes when we read this grammar, all this grammar, some of us don't understand what it means. I will break it down for you. The armed forces of Nigeria are not neutral, which means you see your soldier, our boys, our soldiers, they are working for Fulani interest. They collude with armed bandits. A former defense minister, somebody who fought against Biafra, somebody that has 5 oil wells. In other words, it is in his interest for Nigeria to continue. What is he saying? He is saying that your so-called Nigerian armed forces are supporting Fulani terrorists. Those that came to Ozo to kill us. That was why the army did not respond. Those that went to kill us, that was why the army and police never responded. Instead, they will come and try to stop us from exacting revenge against these people. And when Danjuma said this thing and it was widely published and reported, where did your brain go to? I'm asking all of you, where did your brain, your skull, where did it go to? Does it mean you didn't quite understand what was happening or what? Danjuma said that the reason why, let me repeat, the reason why Fulani bandits are everywhere killing people is because Nigeria army is with them, working with them and supporting them. Do you know the funniest thing? This submission was made to United Kingdom government by Danjuma. Is Danjuma a Biafran? Danjuma was the man that killed Ironsi. Nobody can accuse him of loving Biafra or IPOB or having any, should I say, secessionist tendencies. And this particular submission was adopted by the Special Parliamentary Group in the UK Parliament. Both some members of the House of Lords and members of the House of Commons, they adopted this. It was in their report. You know what is paining me? Katrina Lang saw all of this. They saw all of these things. They have seen it. They have seen all of these things. They know very well what is happening. Britain knows that Nigeria army that they're helping is supporting terrorists. According to Danjuma, do you know what they do? The army help the terrorists to kill people. They kill Nigerians. That is what Danjuma said. They facilitate their movements. In other words, the army are the people telling the terrorists where to go. Go through zone 1. If you call us, if the callers will not respond, go there and attack them. That is why they have Fulani police commissioners. Fulani commandant. In every army barracks, you have Fulani. In every police station, there is Fulani. Why do you think they are doing it? Why? I'm asking you. Do you have brain at all in your skull? Where did your brain go to all of it? I'm asking you a simple question. Do you have brain at all in your skull? Do you have brain at all? Simple question I'm asking all of you. The Nigerian army, according to Danjuma, a former defense minister and a general, a major general, in fact, a general, full general, they facilitate the movement of the terrorist Nigerian army. They cover them. If you depend on armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. We ignored this warning. That was the reason why they came to Ozo 1. They have killed there 4 times. They came to Ebonyi. Every day they are attacking Ebonyi and killing villagers. And you know the funniest thing, Britain knows all of this. And on top of that, they are lying. I have never seen the United States before send any fact-finding mission, or Britain for that matter, to say, go and ascertain if what people are saying is correct. That is the reason why I believe that there is a conspiracy against black people. If we cannot get them with HIV/AIDS, we get them with Lassa fever. If Lassa fever cannot kill them, we get them with COVID-19. If COVID-19 cannot kill them, then we support dictators in the continent of Africa to be killing their citizens, and we will not talk. That's what they're doing. This is another strategy at population reduction. Britain is using the Fulani to reduce the population of indigenous people because it is win-win for them. The less black people you have in the world is better for Britain. It's better for them. That's what they want. Have you not seen that video? If you watch that, there's a video, you will be in shock. They said they want to reduce world population by 3 billion, and from Africa mostly. So if COVID cannot kill them, HIV/AIDS cannot kill them, Ebola cannot kill them, Lassa fever cannot kill them, and malaria cannot kill them, then let us sponsor people like Fulani people think them. Is gain for us. Some of you don't know this. And that is what I'm telling you this evening. That is why we are taking our time to educate all of you, that you may understand. Why have you ever heard, look at Fulani in Yoruba forest killing people? Have you ever heard that after an attack on a village, that the army and the police went out with their hillocks in pursuit of Fulani? Never. If that has never happened, then ask yourself this question: why is it that the army never pursue Fulani killers after an attack on a village? Then you'll understand why they have how Fulani police commissioners and Fulani commandant, army barracks, commandant all over the place. They planned this thing very well. Their main advisors are the British. Britain does not want Africa to develop. Britain has no, forget all that stupid, nonsensical grants. They give them grants and loan and aid. Rubbish, pure rubbish. They don't want you to develop. That's why they support idiots and fools in power. That is the reason why they issued the nonsensical Lekki report on the shooting. And there was something that Frederick Douglass said. I'm quoting this thing for Britain so they understand. Britain, you know how stubborn we are. We Biafran people, you know how stubborn. Igbo people, you know, you acknowledged many years ago that there are 3 races you are not able to subdue. The Irish, the Igbo people, and the Kikuyus of Kenya. You said it with your own mouth. These are the 3 tribes you could not subdue. You said it yourself. That is how we are born. In our bones is the yearning for freedom. We are born free. We are free people from before the Isles of Britain were formed by tectonic forces. Before the island of Britain started drifting away from Europe. Before the English Channel existed. The ancient people occupied the present day Biafra land. They believed in freedom. That is why we are the only people that answer autonomous community anywhere in the world. The reason being that we don't want to be under anybody we don't want to be under. Forget what happened after the war. All the Oabia seekers and their generation that you groomed to be telling us rubbish every day. Our eyes are now very much open. You can no longer deceive us. Never. Where justice is denied, where poverty is enforced, where ignorance prevails, as in the case of the zoo. They are telling that the army is supporting the Fulani people. They are saying, our army, our soldier, our police. Idiotically talking rubbish every day. where ignorance prevails, as it is in the zoo called Nigeria, where any one class is made to feel that society is an organized conspiracy to oppress them, rob and degrade, neither persons nor properties will be safe. That is what I want Britain and their lapdog Fulani to understand. And all of you idiots answering Nigerians, you are all fools. I will say it, in fact, I say it to your faces anyway, what can you do? And all the Nigerian fools, all the idiots that answer, the idiots who didn't go to school, because if you are learned, I swear you cannot answer in Nigeria. You cannot. I want to let all of you understand this. There will be no peace. None whatsoever until Biafra is free. There will be no peace. I guarantee you that. None whatsoever. You people don't like a gentle approach. You don't like people doing things in a very gentle manner. I know you don't like it. And let me tell you where we are all going to end up. All of us are going to die. Everybody will perish. Since that is what you want. Since that is what, if we know it is the oil and gas that you want, come out and say we need oil and gas. We will separate because Fulani does nothing, they produce nothing, they add nothing to the economy. Absolutely nothing. Only banditry and terrorism, if you consider those two elements as a viable economic undertaking. Do you understand? Did you see that, there was a picture published by Chinasa and a few other people, I saw it circulating, where Catherine Lang assembled the so-called stakeholders in the zoo. Them and I think the French assembled them, telling them about one Nigeria. Do you know, when I saw this picture earlier today, I wish somebody can put it on this page on Facebook where I'm broadcasting, or maybe on Instagram, even on Twitter as well. When I saw that picture, I was shocked. It reminded me of in fact, this picture confirms that Nigeria has come to an end, because before anything comes to an end, it must travel a full circle, or should I say cycle. It must perform 360 degrees loop. This was how the white man and white women came to Nigeria and was assembling all of you like idiots, telling you why you should be in one Nigeria. Why they have created Nigeria for you. The same thing that Lugard and Shaw did is what Pietro Lang is now doing, which means Nigeria has come to an end. The full cycle has been attained. The same way they started is how they're ending. They are begging, oh, please come, be one Nigeria. All of you must be together. Why are you begging me? Pietro Lang, why is the British begging me to be part of Nigeria? Why? If they're not gaining anything, why, I ask you? Where we come from, there's something we say, Okum nazu, okum na ponana, yakusam. I don't want. You're carrying me on the back and my leg is almost on the floor. Scratching and bruised. Please drop me, I don't want it. Britain is pretentious. You pretend you care, but you don't care. You are evil and you're wicked. You pretend. Why are you calling this meeting? Because by all of you being on this table, all these monkeys I can see here, by all of these fools being on this table, it means that their oil and gas will keep on flowing for free. But some of you are too foolish and too idiotic to understand it, because you are zoo animals. You are Nigerians. Your brains do not function properly. None of you is properly educated. I don't give a damn how many awards you may have won abroad. Pure rubbish. I don't give a toss how good your command of English language is. Pure crap and rubbish. You cannot reason. Let me ask you a simple question. Where else in the world can an ambassador gather the stakeholders in that country, lecturing them on how to run their country? Where else? You people are the ones degrading and demeaning Africa. You idiots here, useless fools. Look at them with a little white woman. Black people in this UG. God forbid. God forbid you people. As the person wrote, they can see that the center can no longer hold. That is why Britain is now publicly controlling Nigeria. Public. They're taking over the army. They're the ones now advising. But where God is punishing them is that they cannot bring white soldiers and put them on the ground in Nigeria. They cannot do it. So they are still relying on Fulani Janjaweed. They are still relying on you fools. They are using hunger to entice you to enroll or to enlist into the army. They know what they are doing because you are black, because you're foolish. You cannot understand that these people are toying with you. How many times has any ambassador in Britain called a meeting of British stakeholders to tell them how to run their country? Or to ask Scotland not to leave the UK? This UG black people, when will you ever reason? When will you, I don't know what if what is killing me is when I consider the ignorance of a black man and my brain wants to explode. I'm asking you a simple question. All these idiots here sitting down, some will claim they have PhD. Why are you listening to a little white woman from England? Don't you have shame? You have no shame? They want you to be in one Nigeria so they can have unrestricted access to oil and gas. That is all. Not that they love you. Because if they love you, if they are genuine, they would have stood up to say that what happened at Lekki was wrong. The army killing innocent people is wrong. Army abducting people is wrong. Karamad report must be investigated. Amnesty report on the massacre of Biafrans should be investigated. Zaki Biam should be investigated, or the massacre should be investigated. The persecution of Shia Muslims should be investigated. They will never do any of those things. It's only about oil and gas. And you, being the black fools that you are, this UG black, at least I give them one thing. Before white people come out to cast aspersions, they must have seen something in you. And I keep asking you this. The same way that blacks are insulted all over the world, is it how Asians are insulted? Or should I say Africans? Let me not use the word black. Is it how they are insulted? We are being insulted because we deserve it. We are useless. Let us be honest. We are useless. If we are not useless, why is it that a population of 200 million people, you cannot stand up and ask yourself, why is it after every bandit attack on a village, the army can never locate them? Why? Why is it that this little white woman, Catherine Lang, is the one presiding over a meeting telling you how to keep your country one? Does it mean that your brain cells are not working? We are telling them, you cannot keep us together by force. I want to analyze something that a very intelligent, brilliant Yoruba man wrote. Francis Ojo, or Ojo, I don't know how to pronounce it. Ojo, I think it is. Not Ojo, Ojo. Francis Ojo, he wrote, I'm going to analyze what he wrote here. And I want everybody this evening, after this very program this evening, to go back to understand, to study this program, to listen to it over and over again, to understand how foolish and idiotic black people are, truly are. How Fulani took over all of you. Francis Ojo wrote, I love this piece. In fact, after this program, I want it everywhere. I want every blogging site to carry it. I want every newspaper in the zoo to carry it so that you can see for yourselves how idiotic and stupid all of you are. You useless Nigerians. I want you to understand how foolish you are. In front of you, Fulani did not go to school. Only with cattle they are controlling all of you. Only cattle they control you. They say it is stop them. It is what they are saying is not good. It is hate speech. They call what I say hate speech, but what they have is hate action. Francis Ojo, thank you very much. I want to analyze what you wrote. Now listen. The strategy of the British, not Fulani, the strategy of the British in Nigeria is foolproof. Yet every project they undertake invites its own risk. I'm analyzing what somebody else wrote. I will continue. The master strategist is a master risk evaluator But the people advising the Fulani on what to do, they are not master strategists. They made a very fatal mistake. And because I did with Janjaweed and then Achinama, what do you expect? It is clear that those who conceived this project designed it in its key elements and planned its implementation. However, they failed to factor in risk management into the equation. And this is Francis Ojo's evaluation of the project design and plans to hand over Nigeria to Fulani nations of Africa. Nigeria is going to be the homeland of Fulani people. Some of you are sleeping. You are idiotically going through life every day in the zoo, not understanding what is going on, not understanding what is happening. But today, I am going to enlighten you, courtesy of this, our brother that wrote this very compelling piece. What is their plan? Before they can bring in every Fulani to settle in Nigeria, they must first of all dominate you. Secondly, they will seize your wealth and they will enslave you. They will take full control of your political power. They will take every arm. They want all the guns and bullets to be under their control. And they will deny everybody else any form of access to weapons. They will take control of every major income organ of the government. They will deny everybody else access to funds, and I'll prove it to you tonight. Finally, they will move in and take over your land and your forests. That is what has been happening in the zoo since 2015. And I want to prove it to you tonight. I want to prove it to you tonight. I will prove it to you tonight so that you may understand what life has in store for all of you in the damnable zoological republic. Thanks to our brother. What did he say here? This is their design. They will dominate you. And for Britain to give Fulani exclusive control to dominate everybody else, they started very cleverly. What they did to IPOB when we started as well, they said that the Igbo man is domineering. Do you understand? Britain cleverly designed that with their Fulani counterparts. Unfortunately, some Yorubas fell for it, shamefully. Igbo man is domineering. As they were telling you, Igbo man is domineering, they went behind the back and we are grooming Fulani to dominate you. Do you understand it? Now, they say Igbo man is domineering. And I want mention for me how many people in the so-called stupidly named Niger Delta has oil well. Every oil well is owned 90% by Fulani. But before they were telling you, Igbo man is coming to dominate you. Reason, Chineke, how black people, this UG, can you reason for once? I'm begging you to reason. Only once, please. Igbo man is domineering. That the Fulani owns all the oil wells. That's number one. They will seize your wealth. They have taken over everything. They have shared it. Britain can take oil and gas for free. They don't care as long as Fulani controls everybody, everything else, and they will enslave you. What do you understand as slavery? Oh, you think, until you go and start washing plates for them in the north, then you are not their slave. Let me give you a very simple example. Before Obiano was re-elected, he took off his red cap to beg Jubril to put him back into power. Do you know what is slavery? Slavery is Imo State. The Seneca Fulani. Before your eyes, they claim this democracy. Do I speak this thing in Igbo language so people can understand me? Koro, before your eyes. Hope Uzodinma was not declared the winner, not the number one, not number two, not number three. He came fourth in an election. Before all of your eyes, in front of the American Embassy and British High Commission, Supreme Court of Nigeria declared Hope Uzodinma the winner. Let me tell you something. That was from that day, I've no longer talked about fake Buhari National Council because that was the day I knew, believe you me, that the white man was right. There is something wrong with the black people. I'm telling you the truth. Something is wrong with us. He came number 4. He was the 4th on the list after the contest in Imo State. They went to Supreme Court, full of learned people, wearing horse wig, learned, black people without shame. When you look at them, you are looking at Satan and Lucifer. You see, as ugly as anything you have ever seen in your life. Go and look at their faces, so-called Supreme Court judges in Nigeria. As ugly as hell. Very ugly men and women. They embody everything that is evil about black people. Do you know what they did? They gave the vote to Uzodimma. Supreme Court in a court of law. Supreme Court. They asked them, but how did he win? They said they did not tally his votes very well. INEC said about 950,000 people are registered voters. How come your own tally is almost over 1 million? Where did you get it from? Shut up there. We are the apex court, Supreme Court. INEC said, no, sir. Don't be offended. The total number of voters in Imo State is less than what you are giving hope Uzodimma. They said, we are the apex court. We cannot revisit Taiwo versus Akredolu versus 1945. Supreme Court of Nigeria. Simple question. This is INEC register. The people set up by law to conduct elections. They said that about 900,000 people are on our register as registered voters in Imo State. But you are now calculating for us, telling us there's nearly 1 million voters in Imo State. Are you working for INEC? Which register is that? They said, oh, we have our own list, a list given to them by APC. Fulani Janjaweed Party. That is slavery. They impose upon you whoever they want to impose on you. You are nobody. You can't do nothing. That is the meaning of slavery if you don't know. Hope Uzodimma signifies slavery and damnation upon our people. If you don't know, let me tell you. All your education is a waste. All that crap, speaking useless grammar, talking complete waste. You are a slave. You ask me how. Then I'll ask you to look at Imo State Douglas House. How can somebody who came fourth, not even second, not third, emerge as the governor of a state? Where did Supreme Court get their own voters register from? INEC testified and said to the court, you have higher number of voters than we have on voters register. Where did you get it from? From APC government. And you claim you're a Nigerian. Yeah, I mean, we Nigerians. Mad people everywhere. Your brain cells are, every Nigerian is a lunatic. He's a complete mad idiot. Every Nigerian is. Complete fool. I despise them. Complete idiots from top to bottom. Today, Hope Uzodimma is sitting at Sambakwe's chair. A sacrilege, if you ask me. Presiding over the affairs of Imo State. From number 4. Supreme Court of Nigeria. Apex Court. Apex. Hi, black people on this UG. Now you know you're slaves in the zoo. Now they're telling you, if you don't join APC, you cannot win. Because they know they are waiting for you. INEC will write the result and that's it. Only in Edo State where people were shouting. And America for once, I don't know what possessed them, said if you rig elections in Edo, no visa for you to US. They now sat back and Obaseki won. That's all. If not, it's back as usual. If at all he has won. Now listen very carefully. They will enslave you. They will take full control of political power. Every armed forces is under their control. And they would remember that it was when we formed ESN with our own AK-47 that they now said, if you say anybody with AK-47, shoot the person aside. But all the years, Fulani has been carrying guns. Nobody has ever shot them all. But when we rose up to defend ourselves, they said, go and shoot them. Some just are writing, is it legal? Those asking me if ESN is legal, are you telling me that the killing of our people by Fulani Janjaweed, that's also one, and they are legal? Are they legal acts? You're asking me to wait for police to investigate. The same police that Danjuma told you are colluding with them, the same army colluding with them. Don't you have brain in your skull? They have taken over political power. They own INEC. INEC will not resort now. All arms are under their control. And they will deny everybody access to arms. And they will move in to take over your space. That is why Yoruba people are in Benin Republic as refugees. Your papers won't report it in the zoo, but it's true. That's why I'm asking a fact check AFP. Why have they not done fact check on what I'm saying? Do we have Yoruba people as refugees in Benin Republic or not? Simple yes or no answer. But there are some Yoruba people shouting, one Nigeria. We Nigerians. The same Nigeria that put their brethren, you know, we black people, we lack empathy, we have no soul, we have no, we are the embodiment of evil. Very wicked set of people. And being black people are wicked. The definition of wickedness you find in a black man, very, very envious, evil, and wicked. I'm telling you the truth. You have Yoruba people in Benin Republic as refugees. A Yoruba editor is writing in Lagos, we Nigerians, we are in one Nigeria. Let's keep Nigeria one. The same Nigeria that put you in Benin Republic as a refugee. And yet you're not fighting a war because Fulani wants to take over your land. Now, our dear brother Francis Ojo now went further to, he put it in phases, phase 1, phase 2, how they did it. Phase 1, Fulani took over all the 3 organs of government. Classic pincer movement. Today, according to our dear brother, all 3 arms of government, you know what is the executive? That's the presidency. The legislature, which is House of whatever they call it, Senate and the House of Reps. The Chief of Staff, the President of the Senate, Chief Justice of the Federation, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, even the Speaker of the House of Reps. He was a Muslim, converted to Christianity. When he wanted to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives, he went back to, he became a Muslim again. That is slavery. Before he became the Speaker of the House, he reconverted from Christianity to Islam. And you say you're not slaves in the zoo. Unbelievable. The Chief Justice of the Federation, Janjaweed. And you know, whoever controls political power controls everything. That is when I hear people saying, you know, those some people saying, invest at home. Take your investments home. The person who determines if your investment will get home or not are those in Abuja controlling the power. You can decide to relocate your factory from Abuja to Hitoboma. And on the way, near, before you get to Hamufu, customs will park you on one side and say that your brake light is not showing very well. We are going to the station. They will go to the station, they will tell our guy who is a Fulani Janjaweed, or guy DPO, this man want to go and build factory in Hitoboma. He will say, park him inside the yard. We are waiting for Abuja for clearance. It will decay there because they hold political power. That's something you don't know, do you? How did Obasanjo destroy stock market? Stock fish market in Aba. How did they destroy Opreka market, second-hand clothing, textile in Aba? One stroke of the pen in Lagos, all destroyed completely overnight. Political power, you'll be talking about what that nonsense, economic fund for Igbo. Mad people everywhere. The person holding the pen is holding your destiny. You dumbbells, you don't have nothing in your brain. PhD, we are learned, we're the elite. Whoever controls political power controls everything. That is why the Fulani will tell you that the Yoruba, they have the economy, the Igbos, they have the petty trading, and them they have nothing else. If you take away government from us, we have nothing else, because Britain told them. Britain, first of all, armed the Fulani, gave them the military. That's number one. They control the guns and they control the signature of power. All of you are slaves. Doesn't matter what you say. That is that one is phase one. I'm coming to phase two. That is their plan. This is how they plan to take over your lives, to render you inconsequential and useless. Whereas using Yoruba papers, Punch, all this Yoruba paper, Tribune, to be massaging you, our Nigeria, our country, the first Nigerian to win Grammy Award, the first Nigerian to win Oscar. If a Nigerian has run 100 meters, to be massaging your foolishness and your idiocy while following an engine going underground and moving into your villages. Phase two of your ignorance. Phase two of your ignorance. Listen, we have given you phase one. This is phase. I'm going to publish this. This is a lesson. This should be studied in every university. It's a lesson. How Fulani conquered all of you. In broad daylight, Koro conquered you and took over your land. Who knows you? Asoku Kandiara. Mad people. Fulani took over your land. Without cattle. Came to, we are not Biafra. We are prejudice. We are South. We are Niger Delta. Do you own any oil well? That says no. You fools. Because Britain understands that if you join Biafra, they can no longer have free access to your oil and your gas fields. Idiot, understand it. It's common sense. Divided you fall. Phase two. They moved to put all arms. Ebe, gun. That's what arms means. Ebe, gun. And bullet. Fulani moved to put every gun and bullet under Fulani control. How did they do it? You ask. Our brother told us how they did it. This evening I will tell you how they managed to do it. In very simple arithmetic. Chief of Army Staff, Fulani. Chief of Naval Staff, Fulani. Which means that the head of the army of the whole of Nigeria is a Fulani man. Mind you, president is Fulani. Also, the Fulani presidency, because Buhari is long dead. Well, I'll come into that this year. Chief of Army Staff, the controller of, because when I say Chief of Army Staff, some of you because they no longer teach you anything in your schools. You may not understand what it means. Chief of Army Staff means the man that controls the army. It's Fulani. Chief of Naval Staff, you know those that wear white in the desert, those morons, they wear white. Somebody from somewhere where there is no water, from an arid desert, is the Chief of Naval Staff. Dealing with water. Or should I say armaments on top of water. Chief of Naval Staff is Fulani. IG of police, the overall of police. You see those police you see, their controller is Fulani. The Director General of DSS, those ones that kidnap people at night in the name of state security. Is Fulani, DSS is Fulani. The National Security Advisor, the one that will tell the presidency where to take troops to inside Nigeria, is Fulani. Hi, and you all of you tell me went to school, Nigerians. I've graduated now. I read law. I read agric engineering. I want to do my youth service. Now I know that your brain cells are not complete. Now listen. National Security Advisor Fulani, Minister of Defense Fulani. These are the people that control arms and decide where troops go. Commander of NSCDC, I think it's Civil Defense Fulani. Chairman of NDLEA, Drugs Agency Fulani, not minding that Fulani people take more tramadol than anybody else. All intelligence services, military and civilian, are all Fulani. Now, tell me the definition of domination. Those of you that claim you're from South Niger Delta, all that rubbish. Now, define domination for me. Define it. People without brain, define domination for me. There are. It's not. Oh, you think I finished? No, I have not finished though. Everybody you see carrying gun in Nigeria, the Ogapata is Fulani. So, in other words, you have to rely on a Fulani man to give you order to pursue a Fulani terrorist killing your mother in the village. And the order will never come. Are you understanding it? We are just bringing down the kingdom of heaven to come down to this earth, which is the land of Biafra, the land of the rising sun, the oldest place, the center of the whole world, 0 longitude and 0 latitude, where Elohim planted the first living being, the oldest language in the world, bar none. Unashamedly, I proclaim it. If you have any contrary opinion, you bring it to the table. Come lying with facts and figures. And now listen to me very carefully, please. I have not finished. The director of NIA, National Intelligence Agency, Fulani, the director of Military Intelligence, Fulani, the director of Naval Intelligence, Fulani, the director of Air Force Intelligence, Fulani, Immigration of Fulani, prisons of Fulani, and the list is endless. And you are in Nigeria. The Igbo man will dominate you. Hey, you believe a warrior. You believe a warrior. Gospel of heaven. Are they going to disprove it? It's a head speech. Are you telling me that the heads of all these ministries, all these arms-bearing ministries are false? They are no longer Fulani, is that what you're saying? Now listen. Those who have command of arms in a country are masters of the state and having their power to make whatever changes they please. They have the government in Asorok, they have army, they have air force, they have police, they have immigration, they have customs, they have intelligence agencies. Everywhere is them, police, everything is full of Janjaweed. They decide who lives and who dies. They decide who to proscribe and who to leave. Do you know why they have not proscribed the Dudu agitation? Because they don't want to pour fuel into the fire. They are very crafty. Britain told them, oh no, don't touch them, don't touch Yoruba. Focus on Biafra. You cannot fight war on two fronts. Very simple, very clever. So my Oduduwa brothers can agitate in the open, no problem. Nobody will open fire on them. Oh dear. Every organ licensed to bear arms in Nigeria, their Ogapata is Fulani. We continue our gospel. Nigerians must surrender their arms except Fulani headsmen. Still not fully comfortable with the capacity of other Nigerians to offer resistance after we launched our ESN. Warriors of God. ESN, warriors of God, I'm telling you. Eastern Security Network. They never said anything about banning everybody. Once we launched ESN, And our Oduduwa brethren, they rose up as well to say enough is enough. They made the announcement. Nigeria police that previously never saw any AK-47 and never challenged them openly. I challenged the Nigerian police and Nigerian army to tell me where they engaged Fulani terrorists in the forest before. In the whole of Nigeria, where? In Kaduna. Instead of fighting them, El Rufai was giving them money. Nigerian army was ferrying weapons to them. PhD holders, learned, we the elite, learned people in Nigeria. Name one single instance or incident where Nigerian army or police engaged rampaging Fulani headsmen. Name one location. And how many Fulani attacks have we had in the past 5 years? Over 1,000. Not one single police or army response or confrontation with these murderers from the Sahel. What does that tell you about your one Nigeria? What does that tell you about one Nigeria? All you need to know. The one Nigeria. Ignorance is a disease. They never acknowledged that Fulani people were bearing AK-47 until they announced it. Every Nigerian with 21 days on licensed guns, bring it back. And this was targeted at Eastern Security Network and nobody else. And the Fulani bearing terrorists and murderer, a rapist and a bandit. Till today, they're still carrying their guns till this very minute in the zoo. How many of them have they arrested? How many, I'm asking you? With those of you idiots that believe in your useless one Nigeria, how many people have they arrested so far bearing arms? Fulani? None. Instead, they give them more. They even give them army uniform. Again, there was something that Aristotle said. He said, both oligarch and tyrant mistrust the people and therefore deprive them of their arms. Anybody who is asking you not to be armed, that person is an oppressor, is a tyrant. Danjuma said you should get arms. Former defense minister of Nigeria, when his village came under attack, he now realized and said, oh, please go and get arms, so all of you go and get your guns and your weapons. Phase 4 of your conquest. You Nigerian idiot from the south, phase 4 of your conquest. They took over all your money. Do you know in Nigeria, even if you have a USD account, a DOM account, you cannot send money abroad. They had what they call the single TRO, that STA account, all that rubbish. Remember that when Buhari was alive, the first thing he did was to consolidate and centralize the money. They want to deprive you of your money. That's what they're doing. They brought in BVN, CCN, NIN. Every day is control. Some of you fail to see it because you're blind. You are all educated in the zoo. You know nothing. You didn't go to that thing is not school. They went to plant ignorance in your brain. You think you're going to school doing your lectures. What they were feeding you is subservience and ignorance. How to be subservient and an ignorant fool in a country of fools. They deprived you of money. It's a single treasury account, STA. That's how they started. They say it's to fight corruption. But who is more corrupt now than this Fulani regime? Nobody in history. Are you Nigerians, are you human beings at all? Are you all these idiots? I say, I'm a Nigerian. Are you sure you're normal? Hey dear. How did they do it? Every single treasury account. And what produces that money that goes into the account in Nigeria is oil and gas from Biafra land. NMPC, which accounts for 76% of federal revenue, 40% of overall gross domestic product, and 98% of all export earnings is under one man, one Fulani man. His name is Mele Kiari from Abba Kiari clan, from the family. Are you understanding now? One Nigeria, Niger Delta, South, wherever. Are you focusing now? Is your brain working? The same slave master, the Kiaris. Fulani Brono. Should I preach on or should I stop? Because Zulu people are animals. I just want to stop. The Zulu people who cannot reason very well. Fulani has taken all of you over. They have conquered all of you. Maybe there's something in Suya. There's something in Fulani cow. I'm telling you the truth. After all, they make love to the cow. They wash their face with the urine from the cow. Everything from the cow. They do. Maybe I don't know what they have done to us. Maybe it's from the cow. People said I should preach the gospel of heaven. From heaven itself. The 4 highest revenue earners we are put in the hands of Fulani Muslims from the north. NMPC is in their hands. Federal Inland Revenue Service is in their hands. Oh God in heaven. God in Nigerian Ports Authority is in their hands. Customs, Fulani. Colonel Hamid Ali, a Muslim Fulani. That is not all. How about people that spend money in Nigeria? How about those governmental departments that spend now? I've told you those that collect the money from all of us or sell oil and gas for us, all Fulani. How about those that are now going to spend the money? Defense, Department of Finance, Education, Justice, Federal Capital Territory, Agriculture, Police Affairs, Aviation, Communication, Power, Water Resources and Humanitarian Affairs. All of them are headed by, surprise, surprise, Fulani. Those that get the money, Fulani. Those that spend it, Fulani. They need to control the money. That is how they were able to bribe the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria to write stupid, idiotic report about Lekki shootings. With that money, they can buy over AFP to issue fake news and also fact-check the fake news. From that money, they can pay off Facebook. From that money, they can pay Wall Street Journal. They can buy off BBC. They can buy off CNN. In other words, they can come to the streets of Abuja and slaughter as many Shia Muslims as they like. You will not hear PIM anywhere in the world. From this money, they bribe United Nations officials and diplomats. From this money, they bribe Africa Union. From this money, they bribe EU. They bribe them, they give them money. And we are all slaves, all of you, because you are ignorant. Very, very ignorant. And sadly so. Sadly so. Now listen to me. The list has not finished though. EFCC. Now Fulani is so clever. Fulani controls where the money comes from, NMPC, customs, all the rest of it. Fulani decides who spends the money. Fulani in defense, finance. And Fulani is now in charge of who commits corruption or who steals money. EFCC is Fulani. There's this little boy, I don't know if he's even up to 25 years of age. They put as EFCC Director General. Fulani. ICPC, Fulani. NFIU, Fulani. PDTF, you see, PTDF, Fulani. All those idiotic acronymed agencies telling you a Federal Airports Authority, even Fulani, FAN, they call it. FAMA, Federal Road Maintenance Agency, Fulani. NTA, Fulani. NYSC. Fulani. No wonder they see Nigeria as an Islamic state. And then they brought Okada to you. All those Okada people you're saying, if you can speak passable Fulfude or Hausa, they give you Okada, you come to the south. They were their spies for very many years. They were their, should I say, sleeper cells that they implanted into our villages. It's those shining shoes for us, those who are cutting our nails. You didn't know that they were spies and agents of Fulani Janjaweed marched to the Atlantic Ocean. Now they are everywhere, like locusts everywhere. And they are the people now killing and maiming at will. In the daytime, they are Okada riders. In the evenings, they are Fulani terrorists in the bushes. They have now occupied our forest. Phase 6, they are now in our forest telling us, the same people they said we are foreigners before, they're now telling us that they are entitled to ranches in our home towns and villages. I know that Umahi has signed up to it. But as you know, we have ESN, there'll be no ranch. I'm sure you know that. It cannot happen. There are, other people can play with that rubbish, but not anywhere in Biafra land. And if you're a governor and you want a second term, you now have to agree to Ruga or Fulani settlement in your state. Then INEC will write for you, or you enter into agreement with Mieti Allah. You people are truly slaves. Truly slaves. One thing they never counted upon was the resilience. And they never say, die attitude of your average Biafran. We don't support evil. We are free people. And Britain wants to experiment with Biafran people. They want to prove to themselves that we are white people, so we are the gods of black people. Anything we say you're going to do is what you're going to do because we are white and you're black. Oh, dear me, how mistaken they are. How mistaken they are. We are going to fight until the last person to be free. Do you know how many terrorist Fulani cells there are in Yoruba land? 1,123 Fulani camps inside Yoruba land, inside their forests. And they are confusing Yoruba people with Tinubu, using Tinubu to confuse them. Presidency, Tinubu, the Fulani and Yoruba are one, but Fulani are in your forest. How many Yoruba people are in Fulani forest in the north? 1,123. The Fulani cells are distributed in groups of at least 15 to 20 people, complete with women, arms, and other, should I say, materials of long-term occupation. Yoruba land is gone. Day and Pemba, write it down tonight. Yoruba land is gone. 1,100. We are engaging those in our land. Ours was 350 something. ESN is engaging them every blessed day. Yoruba have about 1,123 Fulani cells, active terror cells, Yoruba land. Maybe that's why they killed Yinka Odumakin, because he was a critic of Tinubu. Maybe they poisoned. Britain is there. Maybe they poisoned him. And then Amoteku came, and they shouted and shouted, and they watered down Amoteku until it became nothing. But thankfully, men have now risen up in the West. In the West. And I told you a while ago that is the reason why they have the likes of Obasanjo. Sheikh Gumi, the sheikh of bandits, met with Obasanjo, closed-door meeting, maybe to remind Obasanjo of what he owes them. They love telling people, we made you who you are. I remember one time that Jerry Ghana rose up to speak his mind. They said, shut up there. We made you who you are today. We Fulani made you. And he shut up very quickly. Maybe they're reminding, because it's in the news here, in Punch newspaper. Gumi, northern leaders in closed-door meeting with Obasanjo, northern leaders. They won't come to the east. They know that IPOB is in control of the east. They cannot come. Nobody to meet with. They went to the west because Britain told them, once you have Yoruba alliance with Fulani, you can do whatever you like. And as I'm saying to you, my Yoruba brothers and sisters, if you allow yourselves to be deceived, no generation in the world will forgive you again. Never until the kingdom come. The name Oduduwa and Yoruba will be synonymous with infamy forever and ever. If you allow yourselves to be bought over by Tinubu and by Obasanjo, to go back to Fulani again, believe you me, anywhere your name is mentioned, people will laugh at you. Be very careful. We are on the precipice, the threshold of history. Freedom beckons. Don't allow them to deceive you. That is why this very evening I end with a testament that I tweeted a few hours ago. That what is happening in the zoo cannot happen in Biafra land. And it is my testament that every ethnic nationality in Biafra land, Urobo, Isoko, Igede, everybody, Igbo, Efiki Bibio, Idoma, everybody, Igala, everybody, every nationality, regardless of how small you are, if you like, the only 100 people, you are going to have your own confederation. You are going to be a nation within a nation. It's called confederacy. And we cannot be anything like Nigeria. God forbid. All ethnic nationalities in Biafra shall be autonomous. Not in name only, but by virtue of a permanent constitutional guarantee. Real power shall flow from down to top. The people will decide in everything we do. The people must decide. Not one idiot and president and prime minister. No. The people will decide. And that is what Britain doesn't want to see happen. Freedom for black people, they don't want it. What they want is artificial freedom, flag freedom. The war we are fighting now is a war of attrition, a war of hearts and minds. Colonialism was one of the worst things to happen to a black man, and slavery as well. But we are here to correct it, and we must do so. And on that note, we have come to the end of today's proceedings. I think I will be interviewed by Deutsche Welle, the German TV station broadcaster, by tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, the 5th. And on Friday, I will be having a world press conference with my dear brother and colleague, the leader of Amazonia. We will have a joint world press conference on Friday. And on that note, we'll bring today's proceedings to a fitting conclusion. I do not hate anybody, I assure you. I speak the way I do so that you may repent from your idiocy and stupidity. Because as a Nigerian, you are the embodiment of stupidity, I can guarantee you that. But with all the love in my heart, and prayers, of course, especially to myself and my family, because we are still mourning the passing of my mother-in-law, and to the family of Yinka Odumakin. Good evening.
Tell you that Nigerians are insincere people, you must believe me.
That's right.
There is something dishonest, a people that is incapable of human development and civilization. Once you are a zoo, monkey, or baboon, you must live your life in infamy. Because you are a Nigerian. Yoruba man has spoken. Nigerians are not sincere. Mm-hmm. As I didn't tell you before. He's a Nigerian, no? He's telling you that their people are not sincere. Did I not tell you before that they are not sincere? You want to know what is insincerity? I will give it to you the way it is. Because the zoo is patently evil.
Yes.
Nigeria is evil. Do you know how much they stole? 400 billion pounds is in Europe, is in Asia, according to UK group. Ocean Zoo, the amount of money they steal will start off a tsunami. 400 billion. Very close to $1 trillion. An amount of money that can build second Niger bridge, pay for free education for every child, make sure that all roads are built, you have running water, you have electricity, your university is funded. 400 billion pounds stolen by the monkeys and blame it on these people. You have 400 billion pounds stashed in 3 continents.
I am not a Nigerian. I renounced everything to do with Nigeria on or around the December of 2015. I am a Biafran and I hold British citizenship. Only upon a clear pronouncement of the intentions of that very court, which I suggest to them, should be free of any interference from the executive, will this very case move forward. The circumstances surrounding the invasion of my house, the invasion of the home of His Royal Majesty, is Israel Okukan. You must know that my father's name is Israel, and it means a lot. Going forward, there must be guarantees by the international community so that this case can proceed, and I will prove once and for all that there is something fundamentally wrong with the brain of those that run Nigeria, because I will demolish them in a court of law. For now, let me restate my position that I committed no offenses known to law. What they are charging me with doesn't exist, and they know it. I have no weapon. My only weapon is a microphone. And my courage that Chukwu Kabiama gave me. But it's up to those who persecute me to see reason to call their troops home. Let me state also categorically that IPOB worldwide is committed to the liberation of the land of Biafra from the shackles of tyranny. And we will not relent until a referendum is conducted. If you want us to do anything with you, if you want us to conduct any form of participation in whatever it is that you're doing, there must be a referendum to decide the quest for self-determination for Biafrans. That is our red line. It is not negotiable. We intend to achieve our goal through any means recognized by national and international laws. My fellow Biafrans, my compatriots, please indulge me to sincerely thank the State of Israel, the persecuted Jewish community in Biafra land, and Israel, and worldwide, who through their prayers and actions contributed in no small measure in assuring my physical safety and well-being. May Chukwu Kabiama bless the land of Biafra. May Chukwu Kabiama bless the land of Israel. Our destiny is before us, and nothing is going to alter that very path. Southeast and South-South are one. There is nothing like Niger Delta. There is nothing like South-South. There is nothing like Southeast. All we have is Biafra. Our mothers in Akwa Ibom protested. Our mothers in Iguacha protested and are still protesting. Okonko is an Annan culture. Abariba people are descended from Akwa Ibom, Ibibio land. Ekpe is of Efik culture. But you find all these things in Igbo land. The divide and rule tactics of the colonial era and the internal hegemonic tendencies of Kowari One North have perpetuated these historical distortions. IPOB stands on the truth. We do not move from our position. And our position is very simple. Without referendum, nothing will happen. They are registering little children in the north as usual. They are doing all they can to hold the people down in bondage. IPOB will not participate in such charade. It is not possible. We are civilized people and we play by civilized rules. There is nothing anybody can do to dissuade IPOB from following this path of total liberation of the land of Biafra. It is sacrosanct. It is not negotiable. My fellow Biafrans, as I've always said to you before, and I will continue to reiterate, those of you that stayed the course during my absence, my enforced absence, those of you who diligently pursued the path of truth and of hard work and of discipline and application will be rewarded with the coming of a free Biafra. We are not like other people, because as I once reminded you before we came, there was nobody like us. Now that we are here, they pretend, they copy, they emulate, they fabricate falsehood, but they can never be like us. Long after we are gone, they will wish we lived forever. IPOB is very special, exceptionally special, the largest mass movement in the whole world bar none. And we did it because Chukwu Okike Abiama is with us. We did it because Chukwu Okike Abiama created IPOB himself. And we are here to pilot its affairs. We will not prevaricate. We will not stop. We will not slumber until Biafra is fully restored to its former glory. Anybody in doubt as to our resilience and our determination to restore Biafra is not only mistaken, not only misguided, but needs to see a psychiatrist, because we are not stopping. I am Nnamdi Kanu and I don't stop until I get what I want. Thankfully, my enemies know this, and they know what is to come. I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. And I wish to remind you, all of you that played a very pivotal role in defending justice and fairness, like Pa Ayo Adebanjo, these are truthful people. And I must also add Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu, and I must also wish him a very happy birthday. All the forces of darkness must crumble before us. And let me assure you that I am coming. I am coming, and nothing can stop Biafra from reimagining. Absolutely nothing. Let me close by saying this. Everybody should pay particular attention. In my distress I cried unto Elohim. Adonai El Shaddai Chukwu Okike Abiama purimi heni no nyenef anaghi me farose. I'm not an idol worshipper. Chukwu Okike Abiama will kill me any day I do. I came to Jerusalem, you call it Jerusalem, where I prayed many years ago, and I had this revelation that Biafra will be restored. There is only one creator, not two, not three, not four, only one. If only our people can understand it. If only our people can follow the light, they will be liberated, but we are getting there. Deliver my soul, O Elohim, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue, those of them that lie and deceive. We don't know what shall be given to them or what shall be done to them. Those with their false tongues, those that lie and deceive. Sharp arrows of the mighty with the coals of Juniper. Woe is me, thy eyes sojourn in the lands of the unbelievers, that I dwell in the tents of those who cannot reason. My soul hath long dwelt with them that hate peace. I am for peace. I, Nnamdi Kanu, is for peace. But when I speak, they are for war. Kachukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile bụ onye anyị na-efe. Onye na-adịgide nsọ wee ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Usu niile nke ndị agha onye nna-akpọku gbara asaa ụbọchị niile. Onye kere eluigwe n'ụwa. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị. Chineke nna nke kere ihe niile kere eke mana ọ nweghị onye kere ya. Onye anyị na-etu ebighị ebi. Shall be with this IPOB, this noble family of IPOB, till the restoration of Biafra and beyond. All this I pray in the name of the Most High that liveth forever, Hashem, now and forevermore. Ise, Ise, Ise.
And they will devour you, a nation whose language English you will not understand. They will destroy you completely. Is your language originally English? But I am the Lord your God. I will destroy you, that even your language will no longer know it. So says the Lord of hosts. A nation of fair countenance which does not respect the elderly, nor show favor to the young. Like the British, they will come after you, they will decimate you, and they will destroy you. They will not give a damn about your old. They will eat your livestock and produce and leave you none. Everything you have, they are bound to take, and you will have nothing. You will be plucked off from your land which you go to possess. Even the own land, they will take away from it, and they will take it from you. We are banned from even our own land, isn't it? Why is it that they will tell you, if you want to come to your land, you have to go through Lagos and through Kano and Abuja? You can't even come into your own land. They want to discourage you from going back to the land of your ancestors. This is the funniest one. You will be scattered amongst all people, from one end of the earth to another. I will scatter you. Not even among nations, but among people. That is why wherever you go to, won't you find Biafrans there? It's a curse. It's a curse. I will scatter you. Not even among people, ordinary people. Wherever there are people, you must be there. It's a curse I've placed upon you. There are some in China, they no longer go back home. And people are very happy living in other people's country because you have no shame. When I used to live in England, I used to feel ashamed all the time. I will go to look for a job that I know I am more than qualified to do. They will say, oh, due to one reason or the other, they will employ a white person. And somebody will say to me, why don't you write and protest? I say, no, I won't. It's not my country. Anything they like, they can do. Because we lack sense of pride and honor. I will scatter you amongst the peoples of the world. You are taken from everywhere to everywhere, and today you are worth nothing. And there you will bow before wooden gods that neither your ancestors have known. The God you were taught to know and love by white people is not the same Chukwu Abiyama you once worshipped. Everything in Emena is pure rubbish. And I said, I will preach this gospel. You know me, I preach the truth. I don't give a damn, I don't give a toss. Every Sunday, what you're worshipping is not the true God in heaven. Chukwu Abiyama, that is what the scripture says, not man. Some of you will say, oh, leave it now. We are doing very well, but you are suffering. All the curses we have read out here will be upon you and your families and generations yet unborn. Ask the senator. If the senator said that they will shoot the son dead, by the same policeman in this week, he will say no. But today he's burying a son. Okoro is his name.
shot dead. You exchange the everlasting covenant and laws of the Most High for the thing they brought you from Europe. And today you are suffering. And they have taken possession of everything that you have. Isn't it very funny? Isn't it very, very funny? Righteousness was exchanged for prosperity. Truth exchanged for lies. You became liars. You shall find no rest among those nations. You will tremble in your heart and in your anguish. As you're coming here, you will be afraid that police will stop you on the way. It's in the scriptures. Open searching. Even in America, are we safe anyway? In China, there are some people planning to call police for their own brothers in China. So that when I'm broadcasting, the police will come and arrest people. They will go about and say, oh, wherever director goes to, nobody should come because police will arrest you. We know them and they cannot come to Biafra land. Maybe they come there, they will die. They know that very well. You will find no rest in Malaysia. No peace of mind. You will hang in doubt all the time. As you leave your house, you don't know if police will come and arrest you and immigration will come. You will live in fear day and night. You will have no assurance of life if you will see tomorrow or not. All these things are in the scriptures. Of course, the book of Deuteronomy. It is very, very sad indeed, but it is true. Is this the paranoia of our ancestors experienced in America? Everywhere, including Martin Luther King, everybody was in a big, big mess.
Good evening, wonderful people. Great.